Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, the 22nd of January, 2026. I'm your host, Jason Allen. This is today's Traders Daily Discipline. And I'm going to just briefly walk through what I have for you today and then give you a final thought or two for today and tomorrow. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Here's our quote of the day. Success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. And that was said by, of all people, Sir Winston Churchill, who was not a very popular person in Parliament until he came up with the answer to solve the problem that the British had at the time, which was the potential invasion of the homeland by the Nazi Party, the Third Reich, the Germans. So he figured out a way to stop that from happening, encouraged everyone to get with the program, and then retired into obscurity, and people forgot about him until they come up with these wonderful, brilliant quotes. The reason I thought today, what Winston had to say, Sir Winston had to say today, is important is because, we as traders tend to have a problem, and that is we get discouraged easily when we lose money. And it's really difficult sometimes to always remember that money is the result of clear thinking. And money is the result of managing our probabilities. In other words, if you know 6 out of 10 times a trade's going to work, you can't get discouraged if 4 in a row come along. Actually, you should get excited that the next 6 are going to be winners. You know what I'm saying? Probabilities are what we manage, and emotions are what we defeat. We're not doing anything else. We manage our probabilities and defeat our emotions, and the money rolls in. So I want to encourage you to remember that. Success is the ability to go from one failure to another without losing anything. Don't lose your focus. Stay excited about what you do, and the changes in money will happen in your benefit. Now, let me tell you why I'm telling you that is because I've been giving an awful lot of thought to what I've been doing the last several years. For those of you that are maybe just recently been introduced to me and my voice, because we had some new listeners come along over the past several months. If you haven't checked out netwinningtrader.com, the whole point of all of this is for you to become a paid subscriber to my protocols. What I teach in netwinningtrader.com will change your life. It will turn you from a losing trader to a winning trader. If you're already a winning trader, it'll increase your ability to profit to levels you probably wouldn't expect. And when I show people the results of my personal trading, they literally will not accept, they don't believe it. Well, how come you're not, managing billions of dollars? For the same reason that you're not subscribing to the Net Winning Trader protocols. You just simply don't believe it. I can't tell you how many times I've shown people that earning real rates of return that are well and above what would be considered beating the indexes. It's not that really that hard to do. It's more an issue of discipline than anything else. And what we teach there at the Net Winning Trader is how to maintain that discipline, how to create it, how to create a winning approach and stick with it. All of those things are the important issues, really. But if you set all that aside for a minute and you look at the past several years, I've tried probably for the past 25 years or so, 20, 25 years maybe, to relight a couple of different times, relight the whole concept of educating traders. And the only thing I can tell you is that for some reason, my material, although it's spectacular content, I'm telling you, if you were to see it, you'd really, I think, would find it to be very helpful. Although the content is really unique, it doesn't resonate with traders. Traders want to be. Jesse Livermore had the same problem when he said people don't want the secrets to market. They want where do I buy or sell. In other words, Livermore had the same problem. He'd make some years 30, 40, 50 million in his personal trading. And you would think people would be banging the door down. How did you do it? What, show me how to do that. No, nobody. They had it all figured out on their own. It blows my mind. So anyway, we live in that exact same environment today. 85% of people trading, people listening to this broadcast even, 85% of them are going to lose money doing this. And that's never going to change. And if you think you're going to beat the odds by studying the same stuff every other loser is studying, you're fooling yourself. And that's the illusion that everybody seems to operate under. And I thought to myself, I've got only so many more years to live. I'm going to be 65 this year. Um, my mom passed this Christmas, and other family members are most likely going to pass in the next year or two as we all begin aging past those years that lead to the final gateway. I think I should be about the business of doing what I really want to do. And what that is, really, guys, I'm sorry, it's there's not enough of my clients. I'm sorry, you guys. I find that what I've got resonates with 1 to 3% of the trading prospect universe. Just not enough of you guys, and that's okay. I think what it means is that it's kind of pointless to try to make a business, a side business, a residual income out of educating other traders. It's just not there. So I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I'll be signing off with my last Traders Daily Discipline on Friday, the 23rd. That's tomorrow. So I'll have one final thought for you and then maybe some insights to remember. And I'm just going to go about doing what I should have been doing anyway without ever thinking about educating others, really. And I'm sorry to say this is probably why most of you guys are never going to win, is that because people who know how to do this don't really, they all get to the point where it's like not worth your time to try to teach people. And then, so that means you don't really hear from guys that know what they're doing. What you hear out there is from people who do a very good job of selling something, and that's already been out there. There's nothing new out there in the markets. There's Steve Niesman doesn't have anything different to say than Monisha Homa had, but they seem to think he's the guru this year. In any case, my point is, I'd love to see you guys reach your full potential. I'd love to be a part of that and help you get there. But the fact of the matter is, um, it's just cost prohibitive to do this with my time and effort and money. And there's so few people willing to step up and participate. Not that that's bad that you have. I love it that every time I get a new subscriber, something happens. But as I said, guys, you're thinking on a different level. You're at a much higher level than the average typical dude out there. And there's just not enough of you guys. So, in any case, I'm going to go ahead and let you have at it for the day. Don't forget what Sir Winston said. Let's all go smiling and laughing and joyfully dancing through the fire into the next opportunity because it's there. We're going to find it. And we're going to be on the winning side of that one. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow for my final sign off. And in between now and then, I hope you guys have a great trading day. Thanks.